Okay, we're back on.
Okay, again, try to explain to me when you're in the aquaculture business.
Uh-huh.
The difference between, there's an aquaculture building in Kenai, a really nice one. Have you ever been to it?
In the Kenai?
They're in the town of Kenai.
I haven't seen it.
There's an aquaculture, there's one in Homer too.
Well, okay, when I first got up to Homer.
Well, let's not go there now. Let's go.
Well, it's called the aquaculture.
Go with the question. I want to know the difference, if there is a real scientific definition difference between farming and ranching fish. I want to know what it is.
Okay. Your farm, it's just this, think of the terms of a farmer versus a rancher.
In my opinion, the difference between a farm and a ranch is livestock or grain.
Okay.
That's my definition.
Okay.
You're either growing grain, which is a farmer, or you're a rancher and you're growing anywhere from chickens to cows to horses to goats, sheep. That's a rancher.
Okay. Well, okay, this is like, let's look at a difference between your cows in a pen feeding them hay
and open range,
and cows out in the field feed.
But how can you open range fish?
Ocean.
Open range means there's no fence.
Right, ocean. That's your range.
So how do you get your fish?
Oh, we got a lot of booths.
How do you get your fish?
Okay, we're gonna have some snow here for a while. You got this again. Okay.
How are you gonna get your fish to come back to you?
Well, they come back naturally.
Okay, so what you're talking about is hatchery as opposed to fish farming.
Okay, so your fish farming, okay, what I grew up on was a trout farm. And that meant we would raise them in concrete ponds.
Right, they didn't go away.
Right, and we would basically feed them every day. And we would
grow to size.
And then we would process, right, exactly. That was your fish farm.
Now that's like those chicken ranches where they never see daylight.
Yeah, maybe. They'd see diffused daylight.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so then there's free range chickens, which are allowed to roam around.
We got a bridge
outside.
with.
I see that. They're allowed to roam around outside.
Transition.
There's still a fence around them. Then you've got cattle ranching, but now I think even open range has barbed wire around it.
Not necessarily. You know, you could have a. Whoa.
Not bad at all. Here's
Bump. Yeah. Caution, slow when equipment working. So if we see equipment working, we're going down to 50 kilometers.
Now the line is further over on the other side.
Yeah.
Where it was for a while.
Well, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So if there is a difference. It must be hatchery fish that you put in a stream that go out to sea and come back.
Right.
Or you have a fence around them.
Right. A pen.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Right. And the British Columbia uses pens for some of their hatcheries. And that's okay. And where things start Chile had they have to use pens. And here's the reason.
They don't come back. How can you turn the furnace down somehow?
I can't.
You got it all.
I got all the way off.
I mean, there's a way to do it.
You can turn the thing completely off. We got an 80 one. We got an 80. Anyhow.
We're going 70.
Okay. Yeah, but we got to take that down a little bit because this is like a. I don't know.
I'm not driving too fast.
I know. I'm a white knuckle driver.
If that's what you're suggesting.
Yeah.
I am totally comfortable with the road conditions.
Good.
The road.
Good.
Between 40 and 45.
Good.
Totally comfortable.
Good. Beautiful down there, isn't it?
Yeah. So anyway, the bottom line is, some people take hatchery smolt or whatever it is, or fingerlings or whatever they are, and they let them go out they let them grow in the streams, and they let them go out to the ocean. And then there's some people that use hatchery fish and put them in pens
don't start with eggs in a pen. They put them in an incubator.
Well, whatever.
Well,
and then you put them in a pen.
Well, all of them start with incubators. If you want to have if you do anything, you got to start with an incubator.
No, I'm with you on that. But I'm just saying that those are the 3 different levels of fish farming. Right? One of them is you start with an incubator, hatch them, put them in a natural stream, let them find their way to the ocean and back to that stream, and on their way back you harvest them.
Right.
Okay, then the second level is that they start out with an incubator, you hatchery the fish, and then you put them in a pen.
What's this? We got bumps. We got.
You put them in a pen.
Okay.
Right, Larry? And they don't go out to sea.
Right. If they don't go out to sea, that's the farming part. Caution loose gravel, and we got a
loose gravel means they're
reduced speed.
They didn't have time to put the asphalt on the subgrade. That's loose gravel.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Moon's kind of half. We're losing our moon. It's going towards a new moon, and we got a waning moon. So anyhow, yeah, okay.
All right. So that's the 3 levels. That's the actual 3 levels of farming.
Right, and if you're going to just do hatcheries and send them out, you might as well just do your gravel beds and make them better gravel beds. Make better places for the fish to spawn naturally, and not put in a bunch of labor on incubation. Not buy incubators, not buy a building, because when you buy an incubator, you really have to stack them to get a good productivity out. And if you're gonna spend that type of money, you then want to enhance the survival rate of them, which means you want to feed them a little bit before they head out, or make sure there's feeding guilds out there, which my suggestion was to Don Young.
Feeding fields?
Guilds.
Yields?
Guilds.
Gills are how they breathe.
Not gills. Guild. G-U-I-L-D-S. Guilds.
Oh, guilds. What are those? Are those?
Well, that's kind of
like bunkers that you put down where it gathers feed.
No, you start to make a natural place for things to create food environment. Like, for instance, you go and take an old, ooh, that was a good one.
That was easy.
Yeah, an old derelict vessel or a.
Would you pour food in it then?
No, you don't have to. You could fertilize the place, but for instance, if you go and drop, say one of these, not an oil tanker, but one of those, say a big stall build a bunch of steel structure that's like a bridge. Take a bridge, or like an oar
crane.
Yeah,
like those crane booms.
Yeah, or
triangles.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're creating
a what?
You're creating a more surface area where little microorganisms can come on there and attach. Now then they start to get fish feeding off of the microorganisms.
Nice.
So it's
kind of like an artificial
reef. Yeah. So you can do it that way. You could set that kind of things up. Like they're nutrient rich. For instance, you might say, "Oh, you look at this. There's an area where we can put this and a bunch of krill or protozoas or something that eats the protozoas, and then the salmon come along or the other fish come along and eat that which is grown. So that would be the feeding guild. You basically set up your own little mini ecosystem. Ecosystem. But that's one thing you can do. What's cool, don't realize, is that let's go to the Homer deal. You mentioned something in Homer.
Well, there's a beautiful aquaculture, they call it. Well, in Kenai, there's a beautiful wooden building, and we put on presentations there, and they call it the aquaculture building.
When did they build it?
It must have been 10 years ago at least.
Okay.
Maybe 8.
Okay. Okay. And what do they
So I
do?
think they have classes, or I think they do.
What do they do? Do they have salmon or
You know, I don't know.
eggs?
I think it's an educational in nature. The building-
For instance, Ship Creek?
It's a place for. This motherfucker.
Right.
Go over there. Thank you.
Okay, well you're in there now. You're on the table.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that was your New Year's resolution.
Well, I cut way back.
Yeah. All right.
Every day I'm gonna cuss less.
Okay. I mean, you don't want people to take you literally. It's like a colloquial.
No, take me literally. I just can't. I can't.
Oh, but later you don't want to
can't cold
be
turkey
big as somebody's
It's
mother.
not possible to cold turkey it, Larry.
Yeah, of course that's, you don't know, okay. Okay. Anyhow, in Homer, when I got up there in 76, after the salmon feed that we were going to take the waste and send it down and make it in trout feed didn't work because no one figured out the shipping cost at the very beginning. The guy that I was working with.
Wait a minute, shipping cost of what? The feed.
Feed, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you already told the story.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you want to do
No. I was going to say, you brought it up about Homer. You brought about Homer.
I'm just saying you already
Did I tell about the hatchery, building the fishing hatchery for the kids?
You talked about the feed concept that you had that wouldn't compete with the guys that you could ship the stuff from.
Right. But did I tell you that I built a hatchery in Homer?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
What kind of hatchery?
Salmon hatchery.
How many square feet?
What
building space? Concrete, brick and mortar hatchery?
We put it in a schoolroom.
Oh, well, that ain't okay.
That's 2 raceways. We had 10,000 eggs.
All right.
Okay. Got a grant, and I did it for $2,000 total, everything.
And how many fish did you create?
About 10,000.
And where'd they go?
The ocean.
And what stream did you put them in? And what were
We
they?
put them off of the Spit, or Bishop's Beach area.
And what species of salmon were they? Pinks?
Sockeye. I think it was sockeye. It might have been king. We got them from Fire Lake, whatever they had. So, that one thing off of Homer might be, we've kind of proved it would work. Of course, people have been farming fish since the 1700s.
They know they came back.
I don't know.
They went out to sea, right?
Yeah.
And you assume that some came back. And
well, there's some
fishermen caught them, or commercial fishermen caught them. But is there any way you could genetically?
Yeah, you could. They didn't do it back then.
The same fish.
No, yeah, you wouldn't be able to genetically tell, but you could put little tags.
Today?
I think they'd be the same DNA. It's not like these things are diverse. You got your
Dr. Carol Ann Woody says that there's many different families of sockeye salmon in the Bristol Bay watershed, and the diversity of the DNA, or the diversity of that
you got something here. Whoa.
Fishery,
yeah,
helps it stays sustainable, because if one of them takes a bad hit for whatever reason, a flood or turbidity or something happened to them out in the ocean or whatever, that the other ones will take up the slack and keep the fishery, going and sustainable until the other ones recover.
Well, she's all wet. Yeah. I'm just.
Maybe I'm not stating it right.
Okay.
I might be the one all wet. Okay.
There's not that it doesn't matter. You can take these fish and you can put them anywhere in the world, and they're going to have the same DNA. They're going to be a sockeye DNA. I suppose that if you got down into some, I'm not a DNA scientist, but basically what makes a human, the DNA. Whoa, this is a huge one.
It's a beauty.
Beauty? It's a beauty?
It's a beauty.
It's a beauty.
Nothing to it.
Yeah.
Nothing to it. Don't even have to use the jake brake.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's a beauty.
Yeah. I'm just glad that we don't see that no one travels the road that much. You know?
It's fine.
I wonder if it was down there, the road was down there.
Probably.
Or is that a creek?
Might have been water.
That's what was water. Yeah, it could be a creek down there. But what I'm saying is there's sockeye. There's probably 6. Let's see. Up here we got kings.
There's 5.
The sockeye. Chums.
Chums and
pinks.
That's it.
And silvers. We got 5.
That's the coho. Yeah, there's 5.
Oh, okay, 5. There's a cherry salmon.
Where are they?
In Asia. No one knows that much about them, but there is and it may be a derivative of a sockeye, you know, because I've always thought that if it was a cherry, they called it a cherry, would be kind of close to a red, but it's supposed to have some diversity. And I'm not saying that they don't that these things don't have some
genetically alter them, I'm sure.
Well, that's what they call frankenfish. But can you tell the difference? No, it's still Atlantic salmon, and you can get hybrids. Atlantic salmon, king salmon mix, Atlantic salmon, sockeye salmon. We can hybrid these guys, but still, they're in their own.
Well, that's what some of the natural, organic, wild Alaskan salmon fishery people are concerned about, that the farm fish escape and infiltrate with the wild fish and contaminate them.
Well, see, that's political. What would it contaminate? Are you saying a mule? Are you saying a mule is a contamination?
Well, what they're concerned about is that some of those fish have been known to have less quality and some disease and some.
No, that's BS. That's all political.
They have screwed up farm fish, just like they screwed up chickens, just like they've screwed up cattle. They've been known to screw up.
Man, commercial fishermen have wiped out more fish than anybody else on the planet.
Screwing them up.
That screws them up. Wiping them out, they're gone.
Yeah, but wiping them out is different than poisoning them.
You're not poison. See, that's
turning them into poison.
How are you talking about? See, that's the ignorance of the society. That's the problem with society, is that they get
tell
these
lies.
Yeah, they lie.
Bold-faced lies to keep what they got.
Exactly.
That is the problem.
Exactly.
And then they get poor dummies like me to believe it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they put doctors in front of their names like they know it all. But they don't. They go like, oh, doctor, yeah. How many doctors have killed patients? If you want to die, you could go to a hospital. You have the highest death rate.
That's what they say.
Yeah. And diseases and things like that.
Stay out of a hospital.
Yeah.
Well, infections.
Are in
infections are. That's the name of a hospital. That's the middle name of a hospital.
Oh, Jesus.
Infection.
Buddy.
This guy's serious. He's got to get somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know, but this is a turn in the road. We can't see it. Hardly, it's hard, but yeah, I can see it.
He's an old man, that guy.
He's been on this road a lot?
Yeah, he's seasoned.
Okay.
He'll be dead.
Okay, this is about 20 minutes. I'm going to cut this one and we'll get back to it. Because I want to white balance this a little better if I can. You know, I can. I'm going to try to.
Follow.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to try.